Hi everyone. I'm sorry I don't have the chance to be there this weekend. I know that this is sort of the culmination of a year of hard work. I wish everybody the best of luck in all their presentations, and I know that all you will do really well. I have a video that I am going to show you guys here in a minute, but before I do, I want to give you some information so that when you see some of the things in the video, they'll make a little bit more sense. This year I started a new teaching program, and a new teaching position for that matter, but not only was it new to me, it was also new to the school I was working at the same time. So there was sort of this dynamic in terms of uncovering what it is my role was in dealing with my own sort of uncoverings of that versus dealing with the perceptions of the people that I worked with. The name of the program I was in charge of creating was called the Inclusive Support Program, and it was meant to give additional support for students with autism, students with a chronic health designation, or students with an intense behavior designation. Naturally, of course, the level of involvement for these students would differ. By the end of the year, I had 2 students who were enrolled full-time in the program. I also had students I saw on a daily basis for 30 to 60 minutes. I would see students even more sporadically than that, a couple times a week, sometimes just randomly at best. And then of course there were students that I wouldn't see necessarily at all, but would work with the classroom teachers, the EAs, external agencies to put different opportunities in place for those students to maximize their success in their classrooms. As the year had gone on, I realized I started to be engaged in processes that I'd never really been engaged in before. The types of decisions I've had to make, the types of meetings I've had, the types of agencies I've dealt with, all of these processes and all of these procedures were vastly different to me this year than at any time in the past. And yet, if somebody asked me what I did, what my profession was, I'd say, well, I'm a teacher. And then I thought about the different years and the different positions that I've had, and in each situation, whatever the teaching position was, there were different processes, different procedures, different points of emphasis, different ways of going about my position, different ways of assessing, different ways of constructing lessons, different ways of handling things. And yet, in any situation, if somebody asked me what I did, I would say, I'm a teacher. Troubling is probably not the right word, but it's at the very least intriguing to think that we can have such a wide variety of descriptions of teachers and different ways of going about doing things, and yet still all be encapsulated with the same title, in the same bubble almost. This is sort of the ball that got rolling for me with respect to coming up with an inquiry question, and that was, how will the creation and administering of the Inclusive Support Program challenge my beliefs regarding the role of the teacher? Throughout my inquiry and throughout this year, I was led to one major statement, one major conclusion, I guess, with which everything else sort of revolved around, and that is the role of the teacher is ambiguous and not objectively definable. The role of the teacher is ambiguous and not objectively definable. In the video, you're going to see that there are 4 areas of experience that I've had that have led me to feel this way and to believe this statement is something we can verify with a level of certainty. And then from that, 4 ways that it changes my practice. Thank you.
think it's great you're a teacher, Dad. So, will you be lecturing from a standardized text or using the more Socratic method of interactive class participation?
Yes, Lisa. Daddy's a teacher.